All right. Hope you guys can hear me. How's it going? This is for the 2023 Capstone, and I'm going to give you guys a peer review on your current build for Booze Bashers. So I've already got your game up, and right off the bat, I'm loving the logo. Um, I understand that this is not the final product, so I know things are set to change. So I'm assuming that we're gonna have a menu background. Hopefully, and with some back panels with the play button and the controls and a quit button. Quit button would be very nice. Controls, I like your layout. Um, I'm excited that you have its controller compatibility here. The layout is very nice. Your color adjustments here to the controller to the background, very clean. I like that. Um, movement, WSAD, or you can use arrows, shoot, aim down sights, switch weapons, number keys. Nice. Q and E or scroll wheel. Wow, okay, so we have a multitude of options here. Jump, crouch, sprint, pause is tab or P. Nice. I like that. Very nice, very nice. Nice highlight button. One thing I noticed too is that your control and your play, they don't highlight like your X button here. I think if you added some consistency, that would help. So I think if you do some highlights, so if I hover over control or hover over play, I should be able to see it change color or, change in size. So maybe like it shrinks down and be like, oh, you're hovering over, letting the player know like what button they're actually on. So just a little bit more consistency in your menu. Um, Also, some music, right? Definitely need some background music for the menu, some Western style. Um, Something, especially for UX and UI students, that we talked about, you know, since we're getting into game menu UI, this would be a great time to implement some of those examples. And one of the things we talked about is, live motion cinematics, right? Or live motion backgrounds, where they have either a snippet of the game where there's some activity going on in the background, maybe some NPCs walking around. So I would say maybe getting your menu level that you guys are creating, where it's the saloon and the town, maybe showing some NPCs, for example, an NPC on a barrel just kind of hanging out, or a walking around static NPC. Just getting some sort of visual interaction going or visual motion is going to keep the player engaged because again, our brains are naturally inclined to stay engaged to something that's constantly in motion, right? But other than that, that's all I got for your menu. Again, I love the logo. I think this turned out great, and I can't wait to see what you guys, what the final result of the menu is going to be. Let's hit play. Ooh. Okay. Hang on. I need to make sure my audio is coming through my actual. There we go. Now can I select sensitivity? Oh, okay. Frame rate. Nice. It's a little loud on my end. I'm gonna turn this down actually. So, right off the bat, I think an audio scroller, something to adjust the volume, would definitely help in this sense. Because not everybody plays on 100 volume like most of us do, where we just blast our eardrums out of existence. Excuse me, getting some water here. I like the sensitivity level. Loving the world so far. Ooh. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys meant for the saloon to be angled that way, but I think if you moved the saloon over to the right to kind of center it down the road here, that would help. That would help draw in for a composition. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry, I drew a blank there. I like the spinning guns. The UI elements too. Very clean. Very clean. Okay, so we got ammo counter. Okay. Okay, so I can just go into it. Okay, so I can reload. Okay, we got double. I'm assuming these ones don't have the reload animations on them yet. Just kind of explore the town. Oh, I can't go that way? Okay. Invisible barrier. Can I go out here? Okay, so invisible barriers. How many invisible? Okay. Something I'm seeing too, this is very flat. Right off the bat, the flatness in the background. I know you have the background mountains here, but something I would recommend. First off, these invisible barriers, got a lot of them going on here. If you look at other games and how they use invisible barriers, quote unquote, is, for example, take this fence. If you were to wrap this fence around the sides here, that could act as a barrier, right? If you brought the fence up a little closer, kind of to where the barrier starts, right about here, that would act as, oh, I'm not running into an invisible wall, I'm actually running into a fence, right? And then for the stairwell, right? So I can go up these stairs somewhat. Maybe some barrels, right? Some barrels or some crates kind of blocking the stairwell. It's like, oh, I can't go this way, right? It's an invisible barrier. Also, I see your blockout mountains back there. So, a continuation of your background terrain would also help, right? So to help cover that up, if you were to continue these mountains back, and then maybe have some static mountains, at a higher elevation, it kind of helps create the feeling that you're in this very large environment, this western environment, right? And it seems like it continues onward past these tracks. Same thing here, continuation of environment. The clouds, I can tell, are very close, so I would keep them the size they are, and push them further up into your skybox. Yeah, because I can clearly see that cloud is practically matched up with the cliff. So I'd say just increase the height. I like your variation of clouds. Um, these two kind of don't make sense to me. Like you got that one, and that one just decided I'm going to be different today and just turn myself to the side, but keep going the same direction. So you want to keep it consistent direction with your clouds. I would say keep that one in the same direction as the ones you have right now. Just keep the size, right? That's fine. Having similarities in the cloud shapes is fine. Again, just make them higher up into the sky so they're not clearly sticking out. Also, lighting. This place needs some lighting. Like the fire, I got the smoke, but where's the fire? Or is this a doused fire, or what's going on? Also, the invisible barrier thing again. Adding a fence or something along this would, again, go a long way. Same thing here. Maybe adding like a cart with some barrels knocked over or something like that that blocks the path. Like, oh, I can't go this way. I can't go to the church. That sucks. Some water. Is this a plane, by the way, or is this an actual terrain piece? Please let me know in a comment or ping me in Discord if this is a plane. Because if this is a plane, I would suggest you guys swap it out with a terrain piece and get some different height values going on in here, right? Add some small hills, right? Do some bumping with the height tool, right? It's very subtle changes like that that are gonna really make your level stand out, and you'll see the difference. Like especially around like these, like the cliffs you got here, the giant rocks, adding some height value along the rocks to make it seem like you know the mountain formed by pressing or raising from the ground. Look at different like actual mountains, right? Look at pictures of hills, mountains, things like that, and just kind of mimic their terrain flow. Okay, enough about the terrain. Overall, I love the layout. I think the layout's great. I think your buildings are 10 out of 10. I love the building fronts. It's clear what they are. So you got trading post, bank, sheriff, and the jail. I love that. I would say maybe adding some decor to these. And what I mean by that is, for example, your trading post, getting some crates, some barrels, stuff that looks like, merchants have gone through here, and this place is just stacking supplies, right? So, all right, let's go to the objective. So I need to go to the saloon. I need to stop in, I need to have a drink, and I need to start a fight. So I love that. We have our objective, we know what we're about to do, and we're going to cause some chaos. And I think that kind of tells the player what sort of game they're getting into, along with the title of the main menu. It helps sell that. So I'm gonna make sure I'm loaded here. I'm gonna go in. Oh, very nice. All right, so we're in. Again, really loud. Remember in game design 2 we talked about spatial audio and reverb zones, right? So lowering the audio output on those audio zones, that's going to help a lot here. Love the color. Again, I know this isn't the final version. Lighting, though, definitely need some lighting in here, some spotlights or something. Post-processing is definitely going to go a long way in here when you guys get the final touches on. Oh, I don't have my guns now. Oh, okay, so I gotta go get my guns. Okay, so we've got just the FPS bots in here for playtest. I like that. I like the good use. Textures seem a little big on a lot of these walls. I would suggest reducing the tile mapping on the walls here. Unless you're going for that large, obnoxious stylized art style, then that's great. Ah! Okay, so I got different enemies on the map. I need a better gun or something. Okay, drops health. Sweet. Ah, I didn't die! I am terrible at mouse and keyboard. Ah! I like the all objectives complete. I like how it freezes you. Oh, so it just start me over. Okay. I'm gonna go back in real quick. I'm gonna talk about the saloon a little bit. I like how you have the auto reload too, and that you can manually reload. Yeah, definitely getting some spawners here. Oh, I know you're probably not supposed to say that, but adding some if you think of like Destiny and how they do their spawners, right? Like a phasing shader wall or something for the enemies to come out of. You can't see into the room, but they just kind of naturally spawn in there. That would help in these situations. What happened to all of the desks and the tables and chairs that were around here? Because I remember in the first floor there was a lot. Again, unless this is the unfinished or the first build of the saloon. If it is, please let me know. Again, I know a lot of this is a very beta or alpha of your project, so a lot of the suggestions that I'm throwing in, you guys might have already added in your current version you have, but again, please just take it as feedback to throw in and implement if need be. Oh, I didn't even see the health back there. Like the gold egg, go away. Okay, so they chased the player. Nice. Lighting, yeah, I think you talked about it before, but lighting, that's gonna help a lot here. I feel like a chandelier or a big light to act as your main light source for the second floor would be great. Yeah, just decor, the polish and detail. That's the biggest thing. Is make this feel like one of those old time Western saloons, right? And go look at pictures of saloons. I mean, Cowboys versus Aliens. I know that's a there's a very short time you're actually in that saloon, but if you actually pay attention to the background of the scenes in that film, you get some pretty good images of the saloon overview and the exterior build of the saloon. Can I go back outside? No, okay. I'm gonna kill the enemies, and I want to go back and actually talk about the saloon as well. Also, the texture difference here, I would say, yeah, definitely clean this up if you could. Like you've got some texture cutting here. Easiest way to do that is if you shrink down the blockout pieces that you're using for this, so you have more realistic type of wood pieces. So kind of like what you have here, right? You've also got some inconsistencies in textures. Like you've got some going up and down, you got some going left and right, you've got just kind of different wood variations. So I would say consistency, find one good solid wall wood. I would say stick with this one for your wall, and then stick with this one for your floor, right? And just repeat that throughout your map. And just keep everything flowing in a consistent pattern. So if you're gonna go vertical, or excuse me, if you're gonna go horizontal, right? But if you're gonna go vertical. Like choose one or the other. Don't do both, right? Because then you can see these clear differences, and it just kind of it sort of it's off-putting in a sense to players, and they're gonna notice that and be like, oh, that's weird, right? It's a tiny thing, but like I told you guys, I'm gonna go in and be start nitpicking, right? Because this is gonna be your portfolio piece, and you want your portfolio piece, like your shining piece for your recruiters. You want it to stand out. So you're gonna want to aim for perfection in this sense, especially in the polish phase. Okay, so I have my health. Sweet. I think the gold is a great contrast on your railings. I love that. I think maybe adding some hanging lanterns behind these posts would be a great secondary light source. Oh, I love the area damage effect. Okay, only one enemy left. Cool. I think maybe having some health, or maybe adding a weapon back here instead of, where was it? Instead of up on the stairwell, maybe adding the weapon back here would be cool. So it's like, oh, they got a gun back here. Or shoot, I would even say, don't give the player a powerful gun right off the bat, right? Add a couple more enemies down here, so they have to use their primary first, their pistol. And when they go up to the second floor, have the rifle in the center. The rifle would be a great one, because when I come up here, I can't see the rifle that much. Like I can see it floating, but my first sense when I come up here is come up to the center. I'm gonna die. Oh god. Yep, I died. And then have the double barrel as like a hidden reward, right? So that back room, put the double barrel shotgun in that back room. Because when you think of like hometown businesses or family owned stores, the boss they're carrying heat, right? They got a baseball bat, or they probably got like a double barrel or shotgun. Like we've seen it in like robbery movies and stuff like that. Somebody's getting robbed, and next thing old man Jenkins just whips out a 1940s trench gun from underneath the cash register, right? So the saloon owner probably has a double barrel hidden away in his storage shed if he needs to go in a hurry and grab it. So it's a great little storytelling piece right there. I like the Ulu serene. I like the red aura. Go ahead and play again. Yeah, and just centering your saloon. Yeah, again, I mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but centering the saloon would really, really help, because I don't know, to me, it's a nitpicky thing, but it's kind of offset. And again, if you swap this out, because if this is a terrain piece, bump up the terrain, right? So push, like, bring up the verticality of the saloon, so the player has to go up an incline to go to it, because that's going to create a sense of importance. Also, where's the saloon sign? I don't know that this is actually the saloon I'm supposed to go to. I know the shape of the saloon, right? But to a new player who maybe doesn't know anything about Western history, they may not know what a saloon looks like, right? So you want to have some signage, kind of like what you got here, right? You got hotel, barbershop, trading post. Some people might actually think that this is a saloon, because you got to remember too, in some Western day, in like Western history, saloons also acted as hotels, so that might confuse some players. Um, Also, the interior of these buildings, when you go to your polish stage, definitely you get some interior decor going here. Okay. You want to add that in. That's going to help you guys a lot. It's going to kind of help create that immersive feeling to this world. I'm just trying to think what else. If this is a train station, if you got a low poly train or something, I think it would be cool, like on set time intervals, to have a train just like in the background going by, right? Kind of create more life to your environment. If you got like these, yeah, like, I didn't notice that. But like these stables here, these stages, maybe having, again, just set dressing. So like these crates, maybe having some barrels or something in here, maybe a horse or something of the sort. Some horses in the background stable. Also be mindful of your clipping, because you got a cactus that's kind of clipping into this, you know. You want to watch out for that. That's going to stand out. This doesn't really make sense. Not sure. Unless this is like a dirt path, but I would definitely move this cactus, because this cactus is just chilling on a dirt path when everything else is kind of, in the actual ground. So I'd say move this cactus. Trying to think. Got some floating stairs here. Watch out for floating stairs. I know you can't. Oh, you can access this building. Okay, cool. If you're gonna access this building again, set dress. Okay, make sure you have set dress, and there's an invisible barrier. I shouldn't be able to only go halfway into this. I want to be able to go and explore it. So maybe set this up like there's a merchant shop. Trying to think what else. That's really all I can think of right now. But overall, this is good progress, guys. This is looking really, really good. I'm excited to see what you guys do in the final product, in the polished version. The boss rooms look awesome. I cannot wait to implement those, and I'm able to actually play those as well. Especially my boss room. It's really cool. Appreciate you guys throwing me into your game. It's really cool. I've never had that happen before. So, but yeah, hopefully this feedback helps you guys in kind of the direction to go towards next for polish. Again, I may have, gone over some things that you've already implemented. So please let me know in the Discord. And if you can, show me some reference photos, take some screenshots in game, show me, hey, this is the updated version. Here's the lighting sources, or here's like the updated saloon. Just show me that stuff, okay? And if you have anything where you're kind of like, oh, I kind of disagree on this sense, explain your reasoning, right? Like, again, we talked about, in my level design course, we talked about, backing up your reasonings as to why you chose to go down to develop something the way you did. So, back that up, right? Be ready to back that up, because that's going to be important in the studio industry. So, other than that, that's all I got for you guys. Overall, again, great work. And I'm excited to see what you guys have next Tuesday. So, yeah.